What if the fastest way to leave a rude person speechless is to say nothing at all? Most people expect you to clap back, defend yourself, or prove you're not weak. But the move that cracks their confidence isn't conflict, it's controlled silence. Stoicism teaches a brutal truth. You can't control other people, but you can master your response. Marcus Aurelius stayed centered under pressure. Seneca slowed anger before it erupted. Epictetus reminded us that an insult only has power if you hand it over. And here's the psychology. Rude people feed on reactions. Your anger is their reward. Your explanations validate them. When you give them calm and nothing else, you break their script, and they don't know what to do next. Strategic pause. When someone snaps at you, criticizes you, or talks down to you, don't react on autopilot. Pause. Let a beat of silence land, long enough for the room to feel it, short enough to stay in control. This isn't hesitation, it's authority. That pause does two things. It shuts down the emotional fuel they're hunting for, and it forces them to sit with their own behavior. Most rude people are used to instant pushback, arguments, excuses, anger. Silence breaks their rhythm. Suddenly they're the one exposed. As Marcus Aurelius implied, the best revenge is refusing to become like them. The pause is where you choose discipline over drama, and that's where you win. Calm stare. After the pause, don't rush to fill the space. Hold steady eye contact like you're observing weather, not fighting an enemy. Keep your face neutral, jaw relaxed, breathing slow. No fake smile, no narrowed eyes, no trying to win. Just calm presence. This is powerful because rude people expect intensity. They want you flustered, defensive, or angry, anything that proves they can control your state. The calm stare sends the opposite message. You don't own this moment, I do. And when they realize they can't move you, their confidence starts to leak. If you have that level of self-control, comment 1. That's leader energy. Neutral phrase. Sometimes silence is enough, but if the moment calls for words, keep them minimal, neutral, and emotionless. No sarcasm, no defense, no explanation. Use short acknowledgments like, interesting, noted, I hear you, all right, then stop talking. These phrases do one job. They recognize the comment without rewarding it. You don't argue, you don't justify, you don't escalate. You simply remove the fuel rude people crave, your attention and emotional energy. Think of it as verbal judo. You don't push back, you let their force fall flat. The power isn't in what you say, it's in what you refuse to give them. Psychology of collapse. Here's what happens inside a rude person when you stay silent or respond with cold neutrality. Their power disappears. They were counting on a reaction, anger, defense, embarrassment, anything they can use to feel superior. When you give them nothing, their brain scrambles to regain control. They start second-guessing. Did I go too far? Did that land? Why aren't they reacting? The confidence they projected turns into discomfort. Some will talk more to fill the silence, making themselves look worse. Others will backpedal, soften their tone, or switch topics. Your calm forces them to face their own behavior without your emotions to hide behind. That's why silence feels like a wall. They can't push it, and they can't climb it. Stoicism doesn't mean being passive. It means being unshakable and clear. When someone crosses the line, you don't argue, you don't plead, you don't match their tone. You set a boundary like a fact, not a fight. Use calm, firm lines such as, I'm not continuing this conversation if you speak to me like that. Or, we can talk when it's respectful. Or simply, stop, then hold your ground. No extra explanation, no debating your boundary. The moment you start justifying, you hand them the steering wheel again. A Stoic boundary is quiet authority. You decide what access people get to your time and energy. Your attention is expensive. Stop giving it away to people who don't deserve it. A rude person isn't looking for truth, they're looking for a reaction. If you engage, you pay with your peace, your focus, and your mood for the rest of the day. Stoics treat emotional energy like a limited resource. You spend it where it creates value, not where it creates noise. So instead of winning the argument, you win your day. Stay composed, respond only if necessary, and move on without carrying their chaos with you. The real flex isn't a perfect comeback. It's being so grounded that their disrespect can't rent space in your head. Instead of taking rudeness as a personal attack, reframe it as a signal about them, not you. Most people who lash out are carrying insecurity, stress, envy, or a need to feel powerful for 5 seconds. Their words are usually a leak of their internal chaos, not an accurate report about your worth. Stoicism asks one question: is this within my control? Their behavior isn't. Your judgment, your composure, and your next move are. When you see rudeness as emotional noise, you stop reacting like it's truth. This shift is everything. You don't absorb disrespect. You observe it, label it, and let it pass. That's how you stay untouchable. Seneca's simplest weapon against anger is delay. When you feel the heat rising, don't speak, buy time. Take one slow breath. Count to 3. Let the first impulse die before it hijacks your mouth. Anger loves speed. Discipline loves space. A rude comment is bait. If you respond instantly, you're reacting like they trained you to react. But when you delay, even for a few seconds, you reclaim control. You're telling your nervous system, I decide what happens next. If you need a line, use, give me a moment, then pause. That small gap protects your reputation, your peace, and your power. If you lead yourself like that, comment 1. High status control. Imagine someone throws a snide comment at you in front of others, trying to embarrass you and pull you into a fight. You don't bite. You take a calm pause, hold a neutral expression, and then say one flat line. Noted. Nothing more. Then you turn back to the task, the meeting, the conversation, like their disrespect wasn't important enough to derail you. That's the win. You didn't lose by staying quiet, you refused to play their game. In that moment, the room feels the difference. They look childish, you look composed. Their attack collapses under its own weight, because you didn't feed it. This is the real upgrade. You stop trying to win moments, and you start becoming the kind of person who can't be provoked. You don't need the perfect comeback. You don't need approval. You don't need to prove you're strong, because your control proves it for you. Stoicism isn't about swallowing disrespect. It's about choosing your identity over your impulses. The rude person is chasing emotion. You're protecting your standards. Every time you pause, stay calm, and respond with discipline, you reinforce a new self-image. I'm not reactive. I'm intentional. Eventually, silence isn't a tactic. It's who you are. And that's when people realize they can't move you. At the end of the day, you don't beat rude people by out-talking them. You beat them by staying unmovable. Silence isn't weakness, it's restraint. It's choosing self-control over ego, peace over drama, and standards over chaos. When you stop feeding disrespect with your emotions, the situation dies on its own, and you walk away with your power intact. Try it the next time someone tests you. Pause, stay calm, use a neutral phrase if needed, and set a boundary when it matters. You'll be shocked how quickly the tough person suddenly runs out of lines. If you want more Stoic tactics you can actually use in real life, subscribe to the channel. New videos coming every week.